We are so back. It's now been a little bit since this update just came out. This update introducing the return of, I can't get enough of the pops and bangs of it, the return of the Audi R8, the S5, and of course, bringing that sexy RS6. But of course, a question on my mind is how long will this resurgence last? And can they do enough to keep and maybe bring back players long term? The first update was very foundational in changing a few things. You can now progress the speed pass in single player and multiplayer, which is huge. But I wanted to give a super honest look about the game, how I feel about it right now, how I feel about it in the future. Since we've now been playing this update for a little while, I think most of us will have the R8, but there was clearly a little pain point about the RS6. So in case you don't know, this car was paid. However, the returning Audis like the R8 were included in the free pass, and basically, what are your thoughts on this system? I think it makes sense to, obviously they need to, I'm in the floor. Monetizing the game is kind of important to keep it going long term, and this is how they're going to show EA that we want more Need for Speed. It's kind of important, but I don't want to sit here and say I love the speed pass method, but it's one of those where they're using what they already had built and available rather than crafting new stuff, because right now they're a bit of a smaller team. So with that in mind, there are a few pain points that have kind of happened because of the recent additions. I think we'll all agree the PvP being added to the game is by far one of the best and most needed updates in the game. There was a lot of confusion around, oh, I can't find a race. That was because in the lobbies, you were inviting only those 16 players in those lobbies. Now we've got PvP, and they've actually updated it so that these tiers and events change every 24 hours. They're working on this and changing this as they can behind the scenes, because this bit is obviously server side. You can just kind of change it on the fly. Fun fact, by the way, yesterday they released a small update that makes it so that when you're in this PvP menu and you back out, you come back to this screen so you can jump back into PvP very quickly. But I don't particularly play games for PvP. I do it where I need to, but not, well, for the sake of enjoyment. It's not really my thing. So how does that leave me? And of course, we're talking pre all the other updates, because these are definitely more for me. This is foundational. So the first thing you might notice when you jump into the normal free roam multiplayer now is that there are people still doing races. And I'm gonna be honest, it kind of bothers me to high hell. But I get it. There's a lot of challenges and cars that specifically need to be unlocked via, well, playing the game at specific playlists. For example, to get the Taycan, you need to do the Porsche Unleashed playlist 3 times. To get a bunch of these cars just unlocked, to use them, you need to do certain particular challenges. I haven't even completed all of them, especially the X6. Get in the bit! And because that's the case, and the current position of PvP is where it's kind of set playlists, and most people just want to do the Audi ones because that's where you make the most money, it leaves the game a bit fractured in the free roam department. Because again, you've got people inviting constantly and doing actual races in the free roam. One of the advantages to having PvP and free roam separate is that ultimately I can decide to do cop chases or link ups. Stop inviting me! Speaking of link ups, they seriously seem to happen constantly now. I actually completed a link up just before I did this video because they're so much fun. I enjoy making it, and it's good, easy money. And the interaction and the working together really, it works for me. I'm kind of tempted right now to do the link ups. And that's one huge thing I've noticed. Overall, with all the changes that have been made, and positive and negative, the biggest thing to me I notice every time I jump into the game, number one, I want to rank up. As soon as I see, oh my God, I'm level 50, I can get to the max of the level. Once I've done this, I can get to the 200 level. The level system is really working for me. Not only that, but also the challenges on the side here. The daily and the weekly challenges really pull me in. Take down 9 cops in a BMW. I can do that in a link up. I really think the formula is here to have a really addictive game that you're just kind of obsessed with playing and jumping and doing the challenges. I think the main thing is that the getting into the game, I kind of don't know I've got these challenges to do. That's one thing with the festival playlist in Forza that, although I'm not the biggest fan, it kind of gets me going. I'm like, all right, I know I can unlock this car. I know I can unlock this thing. I know I can do this thing. It gets me into the game. Need for Speed tends to only add 2 to 3 cars in an update, which makes it difficult to incentivize you to jump into the game. The breakup is there. Like, I am excited once I get into the game, and this my brain is pulled a million different ways in a good way. However, bro, where's the link up gone? Why did no one stay in the link up? What are you doing? So Need for Speed provides really, really fun gameplay, instant jump in, things to do, constant challenges for me to partake in, and I think that's really great. However, I was meant to get the cops after me. I wonder if that's a good challenge for myself. Can I get into completing that challenge, winning that challenge, without getting into a pursuit? That's pretty fun, actually. Ultimately, it's quite funny because normally the chases I need money glitches, money hacks, money. But I don't actually need to care about that because I've got 8.3 million and I've got most of the cars I could enjoy. Money is easy to come by. What I want to do is level the hell up. For clarity, if you do the daily challenges and the weekly challenges specifically, they give you like 20,000 XP, which is more than twice as much as you get for a playlist. Daily's about half, but that's the reason I do it. So the fracturing of everything is where I'm feeling a bit of a pain point myself personally. I get why people are doing events in free roam, but now it feels a bit like, can we, you know, just do link ups all the time? They did increase how often the link ups are, and they can do that dynamically, which is why I did one just as I got in the game. I really think they should come after you if you take them out like that. But at the same time, I don't know, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Stop inviting me! I'm in the free roam! I'm trying to free roam! I ain't trying to race! I know law! And I only know money. I am poor. Oh my God, move. Now, what I think will be super interesting is when drag, drift, and also the hot pursuit inspired update. Oh no, it's the last one. How did you see that? There ain't no damn way you saw that. When these 3 updates come into fruition, at least we know that 2 of them, one's underground inspired, one's hot pursuit inspired, the other one, we have no idea. At least then, surely there's going to be some more gameplay for the free roam. I think, again, the current update is foundational to the point of adding the PvP, and a lot of drag and drift events are probably going to get added to the PvP. But think about all the uses of the free roam activities they could do now with a new drifting model, a drift handling model. I think definitely the missing link of the whole situation now, and as much as I hate to say it, cars pull people in. Gameplay keeps them, and the gameplay has me kept. But I don't have incentive to jump into the game super regularly. You might see me as the car gaming YouTuber, but ultimately Need for Speed is one of my favorite franchises and I want to play it more. However, with every other game, say for example in The Crew, I can jump on, it throws me in and instantly I can see a bunch of things to do. I've not completed the new playlist, so I can jump onto that. But also, if I go onto the main stage, all of a sudden I've got things for doing this. Oh, that's a brand new car that I haven't got in The Crew 2, so I'm gonna have to unlock it. We've got a suit. But if you come down here, you're like, oh yeah, I've got even more. There's the Porsche Winter Edition I already have. But either way, there's things for me to, and I know as soon as I jump in, I know what I'm getting. And I kind of know on the summit there's going to be new cars. One of them is going to be mine in the future. Oh, look, Pontiac Firebird. If I wanted that car, I knew I would work towards it. For example, the Ivory Tower Edition, I'm going to try and work towards it. There's things for me to jump in and go. And Forza Horizon is the same. Every week you can expect a new-ish car. Most of the time. I think sometimes they do returning cars, but like, whatever. You still know, if I want to get this car, there it is. Gran Turismo is a bit of a difficult one to explain as well, because they do have the daily challenges, and the daily challenges are pretty cool and fun to do, or the weekly challenges, should I say. I come into the game to usually unlock the new cars, and then I kind of jump out, and they get, what, 5 new cars, maybe every 2 months currently, maybe 3 cars every 2 months, maybe month. I don't know. In that case, I actually unlock them straight away, and then I kind of hop out until the next one comes. My point is, I think Unbound sits about in the middle comparatively for incentives to jump in. I don't really wake up and get out of bed and go, damn, I can't wait for this cat sticker. I mean, please let me know if you disagree. Maybe you love cat stickers. I love cats. Don't get me wrong, but man, I love when my car projects some text that says, catch me if you can on the side. Blue smoke, okay, maybe that's a little bit more exciting. This kind of does get me out of bed. This is pretty cool. I think a lot of the Motorfest Summit cars are just kind of re-special versions, just like this, but it's re-special versions of cars that already exist that you can't really build in the game. And that's pretty incentivizing. It's pretty interesting. I think Need for Speed could look at that approach, but I do think if they did something like that, rather giving you the whole car, maybe give you a special version, you unlock those parts to modify your other car. That would be amazing because you just build and build and build and build. I could also say really little points, like for example, I would love to have different colored rear lights, if you could change the color of the rear lights or get kind of infinity lights. Like this R32's tail lights, they look awesome. I would love to see more like this. Just the infinity looks super, super cool. Just copy paste it to everything. I don't care. It looks amazing, especially the circle lights. Give me an R34 with those. Give me the R34 customization option, and hell, I'm ready. That's an easy thing that they could take from a special kitted car like this and, well, do. And also, being able to have maybe special engine swap editions of cars. This, for example, has, well, clearly not a RB20, I guess 26, 28, whatever. It has a Nissan R35 engine, and you have to put it in yourself. It doesn't give you it. I think that's the way they can make it better than Motorfest in terms of giving you the cars, is give you the parts as well. That's a big thing for me. Anyway, I think the Hot Pursuit update will definitely add gameplay to free roam. You may be getting bullied a lot, and so maybe they'll split it off, but this is something we can discuss in the future. But that's where I imagine the free roam gameplay will kind of solidify itself as sectioning off. And the PvP, for example, you've got to strike a balance of not making the lobbies empty to the point where you've got 20 million different variations of it. You can't spread the player base that thin. So I think they should have maybe a constant, just random playlist that constantly changes based on maybe even 10 minutes, depending on when you click it, and it's SUVs only, or hatchbacks only, A-class, B-class. A combination of those setups, which gives you bonus money for partaking in those. The special playlists, like the Audi playlist. For example, I think this can go in the... Oh, wait. They haven't... All right, so I think they've sorted it. I was literally talking about that. Quick Race is one that is just like that and all tiers can just, it's the same thing, right? So I think they're on their way. They have done a cracking job with this game to bring it back, and this update alone has kind of solved a lot of issues. Now we've got to bring people in, and if anything can, an underground update should do that, right? New people, excite them. We should probably have a trailer as well. So anyway, that's my thoughts. I'd love to hear yours down below in the comments. We are under 60 days away from the next update, which is 2 months. And we have the underground update. That's kind of, that's, I don't know, but that kind of feels quicker than the other ones for some reason. Anyway, check out the video. Yep.